Welcome on in, everybody. Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking out the channel. Your Miami Heat, they win 2 straight, take out the Los Angeles Lakers tonight, and LeBron James 108-107 in a big-time matchup in the Heat's house. New Heat Culture Court. Looked sweet as hell. They got the mantra there in the paint. Looked really great. It was supposed to be boots on the ground. Was not feeling fantastic, so I decided to sit this one out at home, but once again, fourth quarter got very, very dicey there. The Miami Heat were outscored 28-18 in the final frame of this one. LeBron James nearly winning at home with his 13 points there in the fourth, but it was not enough. Even with the Miami Heat going cold in the last 4 minutes of this game, they did enough. They held on, and now they get themselves to 3-4 as they head out for a road trip. And tonight, really great performances from your top guys, especially from Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Buckets tonight. Jimmy Butler, by far his best game of the season. 28 points. He was 9 of 15 from the floor. Had his three-point shot going. Had it going early. He was 3 of 4 from downtown in this one. Really, really great stuff from Jimmy. It got off to that fourth quarter was hairy basically from the start as the Lakers were finding themselves in position to try and make a comeback. Miami goes into that fourth quarter, and they were up 11. And Tyler Hero hits this tough jumper over Austin Reeves. But then LeBron starts going. He has a monster dunk right past Tyler Hero. D'Angelo Russell, he hits a 3-ball, brings it to within 6. Spo calls a timeout. He brings in Bam Adebayo. Jaime Jaquez Jr. has a couple of really pretty buckets. And he has one that's on the break. Bam hits up Jaime for his 10th assist of the game, and that gave him a triple-double on the night. Bam, he finished with 22 points, 20 rebounds, and 10 assists, and he really was fantastic on both ends tonight. Hit a 3 tonight. Bam hit a 3 tonight. He really was giving Anthony Davis, before he got hurt, that work. Anthony Davis did not really make his impact felt in this game. Even before the injury, played 24 minutes, only scored 9 points. Bam was doing a number on him on certain possessions. He was having a lot of trouble getting off around him, passing the ball up a lot. So Bam was just doing a really great job on their big man, and on the other end was doing it himself. So, one of these high-profile matchups against a guy that, people will pencil in having the Team USA spot, pencil in, I think he was the odds-on favorite for Defensive Player of the Year today. And so, Bam goes and has this high-profile game, which surprisingly wasn't on national TV, but it still, I'm sure, is going to get a lot of coverage because it is the Lakers. And the Heat really showed out, and their stars showed out. But Bam tonight, with that triple-double that he picks up in the fourth quarter, 6 of his career, was really, really impressive. So they get that. D'Angelo Russell then gets ejected from the game in the midst of a timeout. That was kind of weird. The refs were getting very, very sensitive on both sides. They were not dealing with the chirping from either side on here. D'Angelo Russell got a couple of techs. Tyler Hero got teed up. And it seemed like they were about to do another one, but I guess it was a delay of game. I thought Darvin Ham was picking up his second tech, but it ended up just being a delay of game. But the refs were not hearing it from anybody today. They were not. And Tyler hit a huge 3-ball that put the Heat back up 8 after Jimmy put some really, really great defense on LeBron, who was tough to stop in this fourth quarter. And you think about that. And then, of course, you think about the end of the game where they were able to force LeBron to give it out to Cam Reddish. Miami, was dealing with the freight train. I mean, the dude is still a freak. He is absolutely incredible what he's able to do, how he's able to go about his business is crazy. But you had 3 real key possessions. That was one of them to give the Heat some breathing room in a tough fourth quarter to get scoring to come by. Then you talk about not wanting to step in front of it, but the last 4 minutes of this game were really chaotic because after LeBron backs down Josh Richardson, gets an and one, and brings it to within 1, it was an 8-0 run. 2:30 left. Nobody scored the rest of the way. So this last 2:30, you had Tyler Hero throwing up a bad lob. Then the Heat got another miss, and Kyle Lowry stepped right in front of LeBron James to draw the charge. So it was, it was really possession by possession, but they were able to get it, and the Heat just could not stop turning the ball over in this case. Tyler was throwing up awful lobs. Bam, Jimmy threw it into the stands. Bam got a travel call. I think they had 9 turnovers in the fourth quarter, which doubled up what they had in the entire game. But last possession, even with that, LeBron has Jimmy on him. Jimmy does a great job, tries to bother LeBron's handle. He gets into the gather. Bam's coming over for help. He kicks to Cam Reddish. Brick. Jimmy gets the rebound. Heat win. So even though they go scoreless in the final 350, Miami was able to grind it out. These fourth quarters have been an issue for Miami, no doubt. But at this point right now, you're just trying to get yourself out of that hole that they talked about. You have yourself at 3-4. Definitely doable. You have the winless Grizzlies. I think are they still winless or are they won? Well, they were doing bad. Where are we at with the Grizz right now? Grizz are coming up on Wednesday, by the way. The Heat are about to embark on a lot of road games. They will be back for one little stint, I believe, next Thursday against the Nets. As for Memphis, they are not winless. They beat the Blazers in their last game. Was that tonight? When was that? That was yesterday? Yes, that was today. So they got off the canvas, and they will be back against Miami on Wednesday hosting them. They beat the Blazers 112-100, but they have been in struggle city so far, and so Miami's going to look to even up their record when they get to it. But today in this game, first of all, great game by Jaime Jaquez Jr. There were possessions where he was on LeBron. He ripped it from LeBron James today. He then got another steal on Austin Reeves and got a bucket on him in the paint. He looked really, really good today, Jaime Jaquez. So after a couple of rough ones, the young rookie from UCLA had made his presence known today, just kind of doing a little bit of everything. He was fantastic. Duncan Robinson continues to provide that punch off the bench. He gets everybody involved. He creates so much attention, so much gravity. He's just so much more dynamic than he was a couple of years ago. And so even though on a night where he was 2 for 6 from downtown, you could just feel his presence with being +8 on the night, getting people involved, cutting, being in the right positions. Duncan Robinson's been fantastic. He really has. And I think that the Miami Heat has kind of stabilized things. Yes, it's been all of their wins have been very, very close. They've all been hectic. They've all been chaotic. They've stunk in the fourth quarter every game outside of that Bucks game where they nearly pulled out a miracle. But there was a lot of good tonight. I think that tonight you look at a game like this and you're like, the way Bam played with such attention, Jimmy looked engaged for the first time just on both ends, wanted to make his mark known. Was physical, was getting those rebounds, was bringing the three-point shot in, was guarding LeBron James. You saw, all right, there's our dog, there's our star, there's everybody. Tyler Hero, while it wasn't his most electric game offensively, still 22 points tonight, and had some good looks from three, just couldn't get them to drop. So he also was in a nice one. He had that really, really pretty jumper at the start of the fourth quarter over Austin Reeves. So, Miami does feel like, all right, while there was a little bit of, checking themselves after that Nets loss, talking about not letting the hole get too deep. Now you get 2 wins, one of the in-season tournament against a terrible Wizards team. And then you have tonight with the Lakers. Well, yes, Anthony Davis was not there at the second half of this game because he has a groin. Shocking he gets hurt. No Gabe Vincent, no Rui Hachimura. So they have some guys out. So do the Heat. But I think the thing that was impressive with tonight is LeBron James looked like LeBron James in that fourth quarter. He was starting to heat up. He was starting to be a torrential downpour on him, and they were able to weather the storm. And they were able to get it to the finish line. And you got some really, really great performances tonight from your star players. Bam was probably numero uno on that, especially the work that he did on AD. And it's in a good spot right now. These were much needed, and so now they go out on this road trip where Miami has, let's take a little look at what they got coming up ahead here. Memphis coming up on Wednesday. And then after that, the Heat will be taking on Atlanta this Saturday. Sunday, they'll be in San Antonio, so you get your showdown with Wemby. And then Charlotte next Tuesday before coming home for one against Brooklyn. And then venturing out for dual games in Chicago over the weekend, Cleveland and New York and Brooklyn. So that is 9 out of 10 Miami has out on the road. So this is going to be a very, very interesting stretch for the Heat. Not like the most elite competition, but certainly is always going to be a challenge when you're out on the road. They have not won on the road so far this year. All of their wins have come at Kaseya Center. So this is going to be another interesting test for them coming on up. But tonight, to beat LeBron James, the fourth quarter that he was having was impressive. And so you'll take it. Even with these fourth quarters being a little bit, shaky, you need that one, and they got it. So good win by the Heat tonight, 108-107 to improve to 3-4 on the year.